Hey guys, good morning and happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a good start to the week yesterday, and you're ready for another day today of homework. Like I said yesterday in our video, we are no school on Friday or Monday, next Monday, because of Memorial Day weekend. So the assignments this week are a little bit longer, just so we get caught up here. But nothing I don't think that anyone could handle. Today I'll only be on for the morning Zoom. The evening Zoom I won't be on. I have a meeting at um, 10 or this evening, so I'll be in that meeting at that time. So I'll only be on at 10 o'clock this morning. Otherwise, yeah, let's get into it. Spelling today, you just got page 3 of your spelling unit. I will have the spelling words up on the Spelling City for you to practice. So you can start doing that for the test on Thursday. Otherwise, you have nothing else. No extra assignments, no science or anything like that today. You just have that third page of spelling. All right, kindergarten. With you regards to your math, math's pretty easy. On the first page, you have 4 pictures. One says morning, one says afternoon, one says evening, and one says night. You need to draw a picture. Tell me in each box of something that you do at that time of day. Draw a picture there, color it nice and neatly, shouldn't be too hard. And then on the back side, you have a little dot to dot that you're going to be working on. So do that dot to dot nice and neatly. Once you're all done connecting those, then please make sure you put or color the picture nice and neatly. We're continuing our look in Super Kids with the letter V today. In our little Zoom meeting, we'll be looking at that letter, looking at some new things, looking at a new sentence that we're going to be starting, and whatnot. Today, I'd like you to do 3 pages of that V worksheet packet that I sent home with you, or that I sent to your mom, and then keep working on your letters and what sounds they make. All right, shouldn't be too difficult. All right. I will see you at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock today. All right, first graders, let's get into your math. Today, for your math, you're on lesson 121. You have 2 pages. First page is just a fact sheet, a bunch of subtracting problems. Shouldn't be too hard. If you look at your guided practice for today, again, nothing too difficult. A couple different new things that we'll get to as we go through it. Number 1, you got to write the number 109 and circle the number that's in the tens place there. Shouldn't be too hard. Number 2 says Colette had 7 pencils and 3 erasers. She gave Stephen 2 of the pencils. Draw me a picture to write a number sentence to see how many pencils she had left. So there's one of those things that you do not have to worry about, which is of course, erasers. So if you had 7 pencils and she gave 2 of them to her friend, you have to subtract them. So draw me 7 pencils in the box, cross off 2 of them, and then write 7 minus 2 on the line, and then tell me how many pencils are left. All right. Number 3 says color the cubes green and the cylinders orange. Remember, a cylinder kind of looks like a can, and the cube is a cube looks like a box almost. Okay. Number 4, then it says color the graph to show how many cubes and cylinders. So you got to count how many cubes you had, color boxes all the way across for how many cubes you had, and then count how many cylinders there were and count those boxes. And then it says how many more cubes were there than cylinders. So how many more were there? Number 5, you got some dimes and nickels and pennies. You have 4 dimes, 1 nickel, 2 pennies. Make sure you color the pennies brown. Tell me how much money that is, and then a bunch of adding those 3-digit numbers like we did a couple weeks ago. All right, that's on the front side. On the back side, the only thing that's different a little bit is on the number 1. You just got to tell me what number comes right after it. Or sorry, 10 more. So if we had 5, if we added 10 to that, that'd be 15. If we had 24, 34. Okay. Otherwise, everything else is the same. Make sure you read that number 2 very carefully. I'm not going to go over that one. I want to see if you can figure that one out on your own. All right. For your reading today, we're on page 257. On 257, it's very simple. You got to circle the word circle the sentence that matches the picture. Very, very easy there. 258, you need to, on the top part, answer the word or the question by using one of those words in dark print. Again, not too hard. And then for 4 and 5 at the bottom, you need to circle the picture that answers the question. And then on 259, you need to just circle the word and write it in the blank to finish each one of those sentences. Like I said, shouldn't be too difficult for you. I think you all shall be able to handle it pretty easily. Rodney, for your reading today, on the first part, on 79, you're dealing with pronouns. These are like the words that are in the purple box. You, he, she, it, us, we. Use those words in the purple box to fill in the blank for 1 through 4. I think there's 2 of them for each one. Okay, then on page 79, oh, that was 79, sorry. On 78, sorry to go back one, they give you 6 different titles. What you need to do is read the title and then tell me why do you think the author wrote that title like that? So why do you think the author wrote that book? Was it to inform you, give you information? Was it to entertain you? Was it to teach you how to do something? Was it to tell you about someone's life? Those are called biographies. So you got to write a sentence telling me why you think, just by reading the title, do you think that author wrote that story or wrote that book? And write that on the line. Okay, and then on page 80, this deals with your story that you're going to be reading tomorrow called The Honey Buddies. What you need to do is use the words in the vocab to fill in the blank for 1 through 4, and at the bottom, write the ones that are in the space there. Answer the question and write that letter on the line. Okay? All right. For phonics, first graders. Page 227, you got to tell me what 2 letters does each one of those pictures start with. Okay, and that shouldn't be too hard. And then on page 228, you got to tell me they give you the part of the word, you got to write the beginning. They forgot to write the first 2 letters and write those in the blank. Remember, these are all those letter blends like SK, SM, SN, same ones that you did yesterday. Page 229, you need to fill in the blank, fill in the bubble next to the word, and then write that word in the blank. And same with on page 230. They give you a picture, you need to fill in the bubble next to the word that matches that picture. All right, I think that should be about it for first grade today. All right. Second graders, math, and Rodney, you are going to need a ruler for your math assignment today. Your fact sheet's pretty simple. It deals with multiplying by 2s, not too hard. You guys have been doing that and doing very well on that, so keep that up. Okay, then let's look at your assignment for your guided lesson. On number 1, it says there were 5 desks in the room, and Ashley put 3 books on each desk. So draw me 5 desks, draw those 5 squares, and then put 3 books on each square. Remember, that's going to be a multiplying, so it's 5 times 3, and then tell me your answer there. Number 2 is where you got to use your ruler. You have a shape over there, and it says measure each one of those sides using your centimeter side. Centimeter is the 1 to 30 side. So one says, remember, it says find the vertical line. Remember, vertical is up and down, but it says the vertical line on the left. Then the vertical line on the right. Then it says the horizontal line, and then oblique line. Then on number 3, it says trace a pair of perpendicular lines on that with a red crayon or marker. Remember, perpendicular, they can go like this, they can go like this, they can go like this. As long as one is perfectly vertical and one is perfectly horizontal, those are vertical lines. So trace 2 lines there on that shape with your red crayon. Number 4, it says the children read 2 pages on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 6 on Wednesday. If that pattern continued, what would they write? How many would they read on Friday? So you got to finish that pattern there for number 4. Number 5, it says 617. Write that using numbers, digits, and then write it out in expanded form. Remember, that's like 200 plus 10 plus 3. And at the very bottom, you have a bunch of subtracting problems and 1 adding problem. Don't forget that on the subtracting, you have to borrow. You may have to remember, if the number is smaller on top, you got to borrow from it, okay? The backside, exactly the same stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just make sure you fill in the blanks and whatnot there, okay? All right, well, with regards to your reading, second graders, on the first page, on 135, you have a big story there. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different paragraphs. Remember, paragraphs are little sections. In each paragraph, there is 1 sentence that doesn't match what everything else in that paragraph is talking about. So like if I was to say, for dinner last night, we had stuffed shells. Mr. Holman had to cook the shells first. Then I put the cheese inside the shells. And then I put the marinara sauce on top. I love baseball. Then I stuck the shells in the oven and let them cook. Those shells were delicious. Now, What sentence in my little story didn't belong? I love baseball. That doesn't need to be there. So that's what you're going to be finding. You're going to read the sentence, and there's one sentence that just doesn't belong, and put a line through that sentence. Okay? That's all you got to do on that page. Page 136, you have to find the 8 words, verbs, action words that end in ed, and circle them or underline them. That's all you have to do. It says to rewrite the paragraph at the bottom and make those into present tense. You don't have to do that. You can just cross off that bottom section. 137, you have some words up there: frost, cream, luck, and thirst. You have to rewrite those words and add a Y to them. So instead of frost, you have frosty. Cream, you have creamy. Do that for those on the top 4 lines. Then at the bottom, use those words, those new words that you wrote, to fill in the blank. At the very bottom where it says on another piece of paper, you don't have to do that. You can cross that off. Then on the last page, 138, you have some words up there that all have the un. They all start with the word un, so like unlike, unreal, unbroken. You have to write the word that matches each one of those clues. All right? All right, that's all you got for reading today. With regards to your language for today, you guys are all on language. Shouldn't be too hard today. You guys are dealing with contractions. You guys have been working on contractions in both your reading and your phonics the last couple of weeks. So it shouldn't be too hard. For 1 through 10, you need to write, they give you the 2 words. You need to tell me what contraction goes with those 2 words. So like is not, which one is not? That is isn't. So number 1, you'd write the letter C. Then for 11 through 13, you need to rewrite the sentence and take the words, 2 words in the parentheses. Like for number 11, did not, you write didn't. So you're going to write on your paper, Alice didn't sew her square yet. That's easy. Then on the back, 1 to 11 is exactly the same thing. For 14 through 23, write the letter that matches those 2 words. And then 24 through 26, rewrite the sentences and add those missing, or write those contractions. All right? All right, that's it for 2nd graders today. 3rd graders, today you guys have lesson 104. You guys are doing more with sorting things. Remember, sorting deals with putting things into a couple of groups. Today you're going to be sorting geometric shapes, so it's sorting shapes. So like maybe you would say, I'm going to take all the flat shapes and put them here, and all the 3D shapes, put them here. Or I'm going to put all the spheres here and the triangles here. Or I'm going to put all the ones that have point, at least 1 point, and all the ones that have no points. Okay, you have to put them in order. It shouldn't be too hard. It's the same exact thing that we've been working on with regards to sorting, or sorting numbers that we did, and the like. So for your assignment for 1 through 20 today, nothing too out of the ordinary. Make sure for like number 4, you're estimating, so you got to round each one of those numbers to the nearest 100 and then either add or subtract. Number 13, remember, always do the parentheses first. Let's see, there was another one that I wanted to point out. 17, you have 3 division problems, so be careful there. 18, write that big adding problem right when you do it in expanded form. 19, use compatible numbers. So $2.56 is about how much? It's close to $2.50. So $2.50 times 8 to figure out the answer. All right, I'll go over that a little bit more on our Zoom meeting this morning as well. For your reading today, 2nd graders, or 3rd graders, excuse me, on page 177, you got to write the adjective. Remember, adjectives are words that describe nouns. So if I said the playful puppy, playful describes the puppy. All right. So what you have to do is come up with almost every sentence. I think there's every one of them but 2 have 2 adjectives. Now they can tell us what kind. They can tell us how many. They could also be an article. Remember, those are a, an, and the. A lot of those have those articles, a, an, and the. So look for those words. Find the 2, except for, like I said, 2 of them only have 1. And then what you have to do is take those words and write them in the blank. So if like number 1, it says, Pepita has 1 playful dog. Playful, that describes the dog. And 1, how many? 1 playful dog. So we write playful and 1 on the line and then put them in our blank. What kind? Well, playful just answers that question. What kind of dog? It's a playful dog. And how many? One. So we write those on those lines down there. All right. I'll go over that a little bit more at our Zoom meeting this morning. All right. Then on page. Sorry, I had to let my dog. He was stuck down there. On page 178, you need to use the words to best finish the sentence. These are also more adjectives. 179, what you have to do here is you have to rewrite each sentence by adding an adjective to make it more exciting. So instead of saying Pepita and Juan have a dog, you could say Pepita and Juan have a playful dog. Something along those lines. Okay? Remember, they got to tell us how many or what kind. All right, and then on page 180, you can cross that page off. You do not have to do it. All right? Shouldn't be too hard. Third graders and fourth graders, for your language today. Today, for language, we're working with a thing called a homograph. Sometimes words are spelled exactly the same, they're said exactly the same, but they have more than one meaning. So like the word, let's say, the word might be like ring. I could talk about like a ring on my finger or ring a bell. Okay, it could be either one of those. So what you have to do for part A is tell me which one of those 5 words up there would fit both blanks in that sentence. So you just have to write the word that would fit both blanks. You do not have to rewrite the sentence. For part B, you do have to rewrite the sentence, and you have to use that word in both ways in your sentence. So like number 6, a dog's bark. So like barking, you can hear my dog in the background bark, or like the bark of a tree. So maybe I would say the dog was scared of, well, the dog will bark at the scary mask that was hidden, or that was on the bark of the tree. Come on. All right, so that's what you have to do there. That one might be a little trickier to try to come up with a sentence, but you got to try to use it in both ways up there. Okay. All right, and then so just have to only 11 problems, and the last 6 do you have to rewrite the sentence. All right, fourth graders, you guys have a math test today. Again, not too hard, should be pretty simple for you. Mr. Wasser will have everything for you if you have questions. It's your last little bit of math here for the school year. All right, for fourth grade, we're going to be skipping a couple of pages in your workbook. So today we're going to jump all the way up to page 163. So jump to page 163. And on page 163, you got to write the word that goes in the right spot. What I would do is probably go and I would look for all the words that start with prefixes or have suffixes. So have those endings or those beginnings and write those for 1 through 10. And then all the 10 words that have the IES at the end, write those in the middle section. And then everyone else that you did not use, I would put those at the very end. Okay? Page 164, you got to finish the crossword puzzle there. Shouldn't be too hard at the top. And then at the bottom, write the word that best finishes the little clue or the phrase. 165, you need to circle the 6 words that are spelled wrong, write them correctly, and then fill in the blank at the bottom. Those pages are all very simple, little review pages and whatnot. 166 is also pretty simple. What you have to do here is rewrite the sentence, and whatever word or words that are in the parentheses, you need to replace it with a pronoun. Remember, pronoun is he, she, it, us, we, they. So like number 1, a hurricane had flooded the town. What can we write instead of a hurricane? Is it a he? No, because it's not a boy. It's not a she, it's not they. It had flooded the town. So you write it had flooded the town there. So you just have to rewrite the sentences there and switch those up. All right? I think that should be about it for today. I pray everyone has a great day today. I hope to see many of you on our Zoom meeting this morning as we get ready and get closer and closer to the weekend. We're already halfway through our week almost after today, since we're not having school on Friday. So keep working hard, get that work done, and I hope to see a lot of you on our Zoom. I think we counted it up yesterday. I think we have 6 days or something like that after today. So 6 more school days, and then we'll be all done. So, all right, we'll talk to you guys all soon. Have a good day.